cannot believe I missed this 2XKO video. So I like to keep tabs on this game because this is one of my most anticipated fighting games that's coming out. Still don't know the release date, but I am going to Evo and I'm looking forward to going to their table. They said they're going to have a table for you to test the game. That'll be my first time ever playing it. So I'm excited to try it out. And I signed up for their alpha. So we don't know. I don't know yet if I got a code or not. But if I do, rest assured there will be some content. And I'm going to try to record at Evo. But honestly, when I'm at Evo, I'm there for the experience. I will be recording some footage. But that's mostly going to be for my Instagram. If you want to go follow my Instagram there, I'll showcase what I do with Evo. But hopefully I get the alpha code. Because if I get the alpha code, yeah, I'm definitely going to put some time in. But anyway, missed a video. This video is like 5 days old, but I missed some more information about the game. Maybe a release date. Maybe. Someone said it could be 2025. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. We're in July right now, so I do not want to wait that long. What is it? Fatal Fury comes out next year. What else fighting game wise? Yeah, that's the only one I think I know fighting game wise coming out next year. Hopefully that can be it, but hopefully 2XKO is sometime this year. I don't even care if it's Christmas Day or something like that. That would be cool. Anyway, let's see what we got here. What are they talking about?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Riot Games. I snuck in here. I've been invited to
What is 2XKO Alpha Lab? Dev Q&A.
chat with two very lovely people, of course, Tom and Sean, about something very special today. I'm not exactly sure what's happening. They just told me to come in here, you know, hang out, play some video games.
I'm pretty sure at Evo they're going to release a new character
our
too.
First playtest towards the end of this year. It's going to be in August, calling it Alpha Lab. This is the next step in building this game together with players. And so this is going to be a very early version of sort
Oh wait,
of,
that's what I signed
our
up
first
for.
draft
Okay.
of the whole game, not just core gameplay.
So it's not just the two characters on screen hitting each other and then the assist coming in and stuff like this, but the actual around that, playing online against other human beings.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be an online playtest. Offline play is there, but it won't be in this test. And you'll be able to play from at home, PC or Xbox or
Please,
PlayStation
let me get
5.
that code.
But the whole experience of like how you get into the game, what are the things to do other than fight. We have some great ideas and we put them together in a little package. And so it's going to be a little jank, but that's kind of the point. It's important that we hear your voice at an early enough stage where we can actually make changes.
Yeah, and I get the sense that this is really just the bones of it, right? Like the gameplay is there for everybody to mash on and have a good time, but the bones and the outline of all of the other systems in the game, like how you play against other humans, what the UX and UI and stuff like that looks like, all these other features around the game besides like I'm playing and hitting another character on the screen. So when people get a chance to play this at home, what kind of feedback are you looking for? You're not just looking for, I'm the Evo champion and the frame data on this needs to be different. You know, you're looking for everything, right? Like I went to play against my friend and it was hard to figure out how to play against them, or like, you know, these kinds of things. Like, what are you looking for and what kind of feedback is helpful for you?
Yeah, exactly. This is our first draft of like sort of the whole game loop, right? So how you get into the game, how do you like play with your friends? We're trying some things that are, you know, some things that are conventional to be familiar to you, some things that are new. And we want to get your feedback on how it's all holding together. What's your wish list? Like based on what you're seeing, like what's missing?
Tag me in.
Yeah. Sean, tell us about the kind of cool things that we're looking for.
Yeah.
To Tom's point, and kind of to your earlier point, this is really early, right? And so when it comes to the type of feedback we want, we really do want to hear everything. Even like the push the glasses up, like actually that stuff's helpful. Yeah. You know, the larger parts of the game, the around game, even though it's very early, we want to hear about it.
Yeah, I get the sense
See,
you guys
hearing
have
that
direction.
very early, it sounds like it might be next year. Very early means they have no plans of releasing it this year. That's what it usually is in gaming. When they throw little nuggets out there like very early, they're basically saying don't look for it this year. So the person told me 2025. It actually could be true. So I'm gonna have keep hope alive, but hearing stuff like that, yeah.
This is what we're thinking about doing. So, you know, it seems like feedback of like whether you think that's a cool place to go or not is good. And to your point that Tom just mentioned, it's not just, oh, this is all the stuff in the game, this is what I like about this, but things that are missing. If you're like, oh, I really wish this feature was in the game, right? Maybe you guys are already planning it, but maybe it's something you weren't thinking about and it might be useful, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're long-time fighting game players and we just want to make a better future. And this is like the first step there, and it's the first step of many with players in this capacity where people can take it home and play with it.
And shout out to Riot Games too, because I heard this is free to play. This is going to be free to play. Very smart idea. That's how you do it. That's how you get the fan base in who are questioning, is this something they want to do? Because this is a new franchise for fighting games, I should say. And smart idea having it free. I'm pretty sure with new characters released, they're probably going to charge for that. But just the base game for the few characters free, that's a smart idea if it's true of all that information I just said. But I was given that information, but not by them, obviously, but by other people. And I was like, that's genius. That's a smart. That's how you bring the people in and let them pay for like skins or something, or like another new character for like $5, something like that. But free to play to start off.
Coming out, people
very
are gonna get a
smart.
chance to play it. So when
Hopefully they don't
boot up the
change
video
that.
game,
If that's true, that's what they're
when
doing.
I boot up the video game and it's time to play, like what do I have my hands on?
First and foremost, we're going to let people that get in be able to invite one other player to come in and play the game, which is really exciting. So, you get in there with a friend. You're going to see the champions that we've seen so far up through EVO Japan and Combo Breaker, but there's going to be a new champion to try out. And so you'll see things like, Ari,
cool.
who will have a little bit of an updated kit, a little bit easier to play, but still have that ceiling. You'll see other things like we'll have a new fuse called a pulse fuse, which is the recommended way to play it. It makes it much easier and get to the fun more quickly, as well as some changes based on feedback we've heard around how long combos are. So we're reducing some of the outliers, and also we're upping some of the special damage and early combo damage to just make matches go a little bit more quickly.
Every time I see you two, they're like, yeah, last time you guys mentioned this. It's basically been like every time I talk to somebody on the team, it's like, you guys mentioned this last time, and in this build, this is new, so tell me what you think about it, right? It's been almost always universally, hey, some change or something that somebody mentioned last time is like in this version, so I'm sure the same kind of thing will happen. But I wanted to touch on this fuse that you were talking about a second ago. What's this new fuse situation like?
Our aspiration for this game is to make a game that's really fun right away. Both for experienced players and like whatever your skill level like with fighting games. If you're brand new, if maybe like you played a lot of fighting games but you haven't played this kind of tag fighter, or if like you're really into tag fighters, like no matter what your background, we want you to have fun right away.
And so we try a lot of things, and one of the things we land on is this pulse fuse. The way it works is you can mash light, medium, or heavy, and it will lead you into an auto combo.
Right.
And so just mashing light, this is what you get.
Perfect.
So that's great. And if you mash medium, you get this.
Yeah, spend some
So
meter.
it's like
spend some meter and it'll go
modern
into super.
controls,
And if you mash
basically,
heavy-
for like from Street Fighter. Or I was gonna say like Grand Blue, how you can press light or medium that gives a small combo, but this one, their combo's a lot bigger. In Grand Blue, they give you like a nice 5-hit combo, and then you can hit their special. But here, it seems like they did a whole air combo. Oh, let me go back.
heavy, and it will lead you into an auto combo.
Right.
And so just mashing light, this is what you get.
It's like a mixture of what Grand Blue offers on top
Perfect.
of modern controls
So
and Street
that's
Fighter.
great. And if you mash medium, you get this.
Yeah, spend
Yeah, that's
some meter.
more looking
Yeah,
like
spend some meter and it'll go into a super. And if you
Grand
mash
Blue.
heavy,
A little bit more to it than Grand Blue,
goes right into
but
your ult.
still.
Of course, you need to have the meter, to go into the ult, so it
Right.
kind of protects you in that way. But the really cool thing about this fuse as well is you can flow between the options. So like, you can hit this light, get into an air combo.
That's a
switch
smart
to
thing to
medium.
do, though, because I know some people who take fighting games so seriously, like they're in a tournament every day. They probably gonna like hearing this. I mean, there's still people complaining about modern controls on Street Fighter. Y'all got to get over that. The game is not just for how you play it. This is still a business. They're trying to bring as many people into these games and doing it your way, that professional, classic way, which I like classic play too, but I don't complain about modern controls. But doing it that one way is not going to bring the fan base, because some people don't feel like doing all that. They want to come home, mash on some buttons. I mean, go to arcades, you see that too. There's some people that take the combo seriously and those who just spam it. You got to make both happy. And personally, when it comes to Street Fighter, I think they do it right, because you get what's it like? It's like, I forgot what it is, but doing it classic is more of, you have more of an advantage than those who do modern controls. I forgot how it goes, like the percentage, how much damage, or something like that. I forgot the details of it because I don't play modern controls really, but well, not at all. I play classic, but I know there's a difference between the two. But yeah, it's the company. They have to make everybody happy, and that's smart for them to do that, because I remember when this game first was announced, I was told that it's going to be for mostly professional fighting game players. And as cool as that sounded, because you know, you had to put time in to learn these combos and whatnot. I was thinking to myself, okay, how big is this fan base going to be? Because not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody wants to sit there and laugh for hours. Some don't have the time. Some don't want to put the time in. So the fact they have these options, different ways of doing it, it's smart. And I'm pretty sure for those who do the original way of the fighting game, like actually learning the combos the classic way, I'm pretty sure they'll get an extra advantage to playing the classic way than the modern way. I'm pretty sure. If not, I mean, if you're really good at the game, you're still going to beat players who go modern controls because you think about frames and all that other stuff. But companies like this have to make everybody happy.
And now all of a sudden, it goes right into the other super. Once people start getting comfortable switching, between the different lines of auto combo with Impulse, then they can start maybe like, oh, cool, I can kind of get an idea of how this character's combos work. I can see the basic building blocks,
Right.
what comes after what. Then they could try it on their own and maybe like lead into an advanced fuse.
And also all your manual options still work while you have this fuse.
I was gonna say, this whole time you've been on Pulse Fuse doing all these fancy combos and stuff, but like if you want to, you can also do the auto combo. So if you're playing with a friend who's new and they pick the Pulse Fuse and they're learning the game, then you can still do all the fancy stuff you want to do with your character.
One of the most important things for us is being able to play with your friends. We were hoping that this could also be one of those avenues to better
I wish I had a
dual
friend to play fighting
experience when
games
someone's
with.
brand
I play
new.
by myself.
They're having a good time, you're doing the more advanced stuff, you're actually playing the game together still. And again, like, they can take that next step at any time.
The option there is really, really nice, especially the onboarding is so much better when you have something like this that helps people out.
I actually find myself sort of dipping in and out of Pulse Fuse, like when we're testing a new champion and I'm like, okay, what does this character do, right? And then I say, okay, these are my bread and butters, this is kind of what the champion's all about, and then I try to do it manually, and then I can quickly, it's just a quick way of onboarding.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I like those different option
videos.
choices.
Like anything, tell us what you think about it.
Yeah.
When you're playing with it, you're trying it with different
Because
characters.
obviously
and you're
going the
trying it with
classic way is going to have a better outcome of combo potential. You know what I'm saying? Here, like he even explained it. You mash, well not mash, but you hit the light button, you get a nice combo. But we all know if you play the classic controls, there's a lot more potential with it, which means more damage, which means more opportunities to win. So, and I feel that way with Street Fighter too. So that's why I never understood why certain people complain about this other way. Like other people who don't want to take the time to practice can't have fun. There's both ways for both players to have fun, and I like that.
Right.
That's how all
and
fighting
that's
games
something I'm really
should
curious
be.
about is like when someone else plays it.
Like Tekken does that. I think they
playing
call it
with their friend,
specialty
their friend
combos or
likes using it,
something
if
like
their
that.
friend
You press a
immediately
button
jumped
and they
off
do
was
this
like, cool, I'm
whole
gonna go
little
do,
combo.
this now, and like I'm gonna learn the regular combos. I'm really curious what people think, and when I teach people the game, I will definitely recommend them to try this right at first. But I was gonna mention on your topic about gameplay changes, you mentioned Ari has changed quite a bit. So what's the difference between the character from before to now? Because for me, I didn't end up learning her because I thought, well, this is gonna take me some time. Like she is a character that I was like, I think the floor is probably pretty high here, so when I have time at home, I'll learn the character. That was sort of the way I looked at her.
That's pretty crazy because you picked up Echo, which is like one of our more advanced
Yeah, because I'm
characters,
gonna
right?
tell y'all right now, when I go to Evo, I'm not sitting there because I don't know how much time I'm gonna have on the game, and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be other people waiting to play. I don't know how much time I'm gonna have, so I'm gonna use the what they call it, pulse controls or whatever, to at least get something in, so I can at least get used to how this character I'm using moves. When I want to learn the actual real classic combos, I'm gonna do that at home where I actually have more time. I'm at Evo, I only got a certain amount of time. I mean, I can go back in line, but you know what my point is. So of course I'm gonna do it the easy way too until I learn. Okay, then I want to switch because personally I like learning the combos the classic way. But yeah, that's how I'm gonna do it too.
Yeah. Well, I learned
Evo,
him
you only
and
got
I
so
didn't
much
have
time.
for it. That was kind of what happened.
I don't want to,
like,
you
I'll
know,
spend my time on
if
Echo.
I face
and then whatever
someone, get my
everybody else
butt
does with
kicked
the
so
I'll
easily
steal
every
that.
time.
Ooh, are we hurting each other for sports?
One thing we heard a lot about Ari is that people love how she looks, how she plays, and then when they play her, they're like, oh man, this is an ammo system I have to manage. This is a really hard hump to get over. And a lot of the feedback we got was, oh hey, when I hit this S1, it just uses all my ammo up. And then I have to like find space to get it back. And most people can't do that, nor is it that exciting, right? So you still see the 3 Foxfire charges, but there's no more like using the ammo and then having to manually recharge it. Before, when you hit S1, it would do a barrage of Foxfire blasts, and now it just shoots a single Foxfire. But if you hit it a couple times, she'll do multiple hits. So you can just like do something really acrobatic and fun and use her magic. But if you hit it a third time, she does this Rekka where you get paid. And she can continue the combo from there. And that's just because like, hey, I see this character and I want to use her and I want to do something fun. And so the team did a really good job of giving an opportunity to kind of like find this fun and this cool outcome and these acrobatics, this magic
I'm
right
hoping
away.
Jinx. I'm
However,
pretty sure Jinx is gonna be a character here.
We still want to add the
but
juice.
yeah, R is
So
the first. My
you can
first
air dash
option.
after the second hit, so go ahead and try it.
But Jinx from Arcane,
And you know, put a mix on it. And
consider
starts to
this
get
is
really,
Riot. I'm pretty
fun
sure
when
she'll
you
be
have
in
an
the
assist
game.
come out, you know, as well, and then I have to guess what you're gonna do. But you know, there's counterplay, so if you do it again, and I was any good at it, we could show you the counterplay. So you know, you can, if they're too predictable, you can hit her out of it. And she's also got a down S1. Before, this used to be a bomb that would use all of your charges, but now what it does is it you know, creates this shot that homes in on you after a delay.
Yeah, homed on the air, yeah.
And so, you know, it's a little bit slow, but as you'd
It's like a little
expect,
trap.
you can actually do some really cool setups with it. So we'll go ahead and show you one just like quick example here, where if you call the assist and you switch to him, that still hangs out on the screen,
Right,
and
yeah.
it's gonna go after you as well. So y'all show us what 6 setups you can do with this thing.
Yeah, and I think she's like visually, she's really, really cool, and obviously she's really popular. People like the character a lot, so it makes a lot of sense that people will be picking her up and they're like, oh, cool, she's like so new. I want to play her. She's really awesome. And then they try and are like, oh god, I don't know what's happening. So these changes, especially these 2 changes together, seem like you're trying to figure out ways for new players to jump in and then have access to things faster while retaining that kind of skill ceiling for people long term, which I mean, you know, the last champion we saw at Lowry, obviously, she has like the just frames and all kinds of wild
she's cool
stuff
too.
in her tentacles. And I found that she was a really complex champ with a lot of things going on. So yeah, it is cool to see the design side of both of those things.
I sort of reject this notion that like if you make it good for beginners and it's sort of, you know, is bad for experienced players. We want both.
Yeah, you
right?
get
And that's
both.
very hard.
I hate that analogy.
With Ari, we saw that like we were really nailing it for like the high school players, but we
Right.
were just missing for like new skill players. And so now everything that Sean says is like, how do we like raise the bar for everyone?
We're just like wanting people to like get to the fun quickly, feel like they can have an impact right away.
That's how you keep
and then
the fan there.
Get into that flow state. Let me just get one more. And it's very tricky, right? Because it's a team game. We have to think about duo play. If you kill one champion too quickly, how does that feel? And we're super interested to know from everybody playing and everybody watching, like, hey, like, what does the game feel like now? You know, did we go far enough?
Yeah, is the game too fast? Like, is everybody like, oh gosh, I got in there and died in 5 seconds? With versus games in general, when they're newer, the games tend to take a little longer because people don't have fancy combos and stuff, but yeah, people were developing them pretty fast, even from just like playing on show floors. Every time I've given you guys feedback, you've come back and been like, all right, we tried it, or we looked into it and like we thought it made a lot of sense, or we did this change, and so there's always like
I do hope in Evo, that's why I'm bringing my controllers just in case they have to stand
You say
for
that
their
that's
game
good,
for people who use
sure,
controllers.
guy. It does feel like, all right, this is what, you know, we heard what you were trying here, we tried it like this. So it is a cool feeling to know that that's being heard, and I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody says and what you guys get for feedback once the game is playable.
Yeah, we are literally making this game for you. Like the general, you, of course, but also the general you out there, right? But that's all there is to it, right? Like we're in it to make a game for the FGC that can be something that players enjoy for a really long time.
You've been talking a lot about feedback, you know, give everybody feedback. How do you give people feedback? How does that work? Do I just like send you a pigeon, or is there some kind of way that I communicate with Riot Games? I just write Dear Riot like it's Santa, or how does that work?
Right, so if you are in the playtest, we'll be sending out surveys, and so please fill out the survey. If you're not in the playtest, we're gonna let folks who are in the test stream, right? You know, we'll be watching social media. We're not just gonna look at the surveys, we're gonna look at sort of the broader conversation that's happening around this video game. The other important thing is, thank you everyone who signed up in the past. For this one, you're gonna need to sign up again. Sorry about that. And the instructions.
I already
and how to
signed
do all
up, that's
that,
why I'm hoping
we
I
just
get
put
mine.
out, an article on our website, and it's also linked in the description of this video, so check that out. Please sign up again.
Yeah, sign up for real this time.
Yeah, sign up for real. Or if you've already signed up, sign up again.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure everybody is down to sign up again. I'll be signing up again. So who can get involved? Like what places on the planet can I check this out? Is it everybody? Is it certain places? How are you rolling this out?
In this first one, we're starting with a few select regions. It'll be on PC and console. We'll widen that out as we get closer to launch. But for now, this
is when?
Our first sort of contact with
I was hoping he'll
the
say
player
it.
base at large, and so we want to like keep it a little bit contained. And this is sort of like an inflection point for us. Every single time players get their hands on this game, they teach us something new about it, and that's like our whole approach. We're literally making this game for the FGC. If you guys don't love it, then we're doing something wrong.
So we've been chatting about this for a little while. It sounds like everybody's gonna be able to sign up, get involved, which you guys have been encouraging everybody. There's an article they can check out, the YouTube description, wherever it is, sign up, make sure you get in there. But what else is, should we be looking forward to in this? Is there gonna be more news, more information? Is it just like you guys are vanishing off the face of the earth until this thing is out? Like what should I be looking forward to?
Yeah, for sure we'll have more information about like how this works and what's going to be in it in the weeks leading up to the test. And if you're going to Evo, you'll be able to take a sneak peek at the build there.
Nice, cool. So it'll be there, playable.
This will be my first Evo ever.
Local play
I
is
want to
there.
emphasize that local play exists.
Yeah, to be
Yes.
clear, that will just be the local play version of it,
Yeah.
and so all the around game stuff we talked about will come at the Alpha Lab moment.
This is our first step in sort of the next leg of the journey. As we get closer to launch, there'll be more of these. Not sure quite when. A lot of it will be based on what we learn from this test and how long it takes us to respond.
Sounds like a plan. So thanks for you two sitting down with me, inviting me in here to chit chat about the game. Thanks everybody watching at home. We'll catch you guys next time with more info on 2XKO.
All right. Well, I'm excited for it. Like I said, this will be my first Evo, so I'm excited to do Evo. I'm not playing in tournaments. I'm a spectator, enjoying going to tables and stuff like that. But this will be my first one. I'm very excited, and I'm looking forward to playing this and other games. I heard that I don't know if it's for certain, but I heard Fatal Fury will have a table. I heard Hunter x Hunter, and there's another new fighting game I don't know the name of that's being told going to be there. Obviously, other ones like Grand Blue, Street Fighter, etc. is going to be there as well. But I'm taking the whole experience. I'll be watching the tournaments, all that stuff. But anyway, let me know what you think about it. I'm looking forward to seeing who's their new character. That's the biggest thing I call. Well, that's not the biggest thing. The biggest thing was I loved how they're making it accessible and fun for every type of player. Because everybody doesn't care. I don't know. I need some people to understand this. Everybody doesn't want to be master rank like you. Everybody does it. Everybody doesn't want to be a professional level. Some just literally, like they play sports games, Call of Duty, so on and so forth. Some just play to have a good time. Some play to get a win, to make themselves feel good and move on, whether it's by pushing a button or the same button over and over. It can be annoying sometimes to face those kind of players because, jumping all over the place and but they're having fun. I even have to remind myself that sometimes. I can be guilty of it. I'm like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be doing that, but he could do, or he or she can do whatever they want. It's up to you to beat the person, If you lose to it, that's your fault, not theirs. But the point is, it's supposed to be fun for everybody. As a company that's smart, because that's how you make your money the right way. When I say the right way, I mean where they're not losing money. They're actually gaining, because you're not going to gain it by just hearing and doing what professional players say. That's a small amount of players compared to the casuals. You got to bring everybody in a circle and have level ground for everybody, because there's some things that casual players got to understand too. Everybody has to have a middle ground, for it to work. But I'm glad they're having it for everybody to play, because I thought when the game was going to come out, it was going to be made for just people who take fighting games seriously. Combos are going to be hard and all that stuff. So hearing this clarified that that's not true. So I'm glad for that, and I'm glad for the new character that's going to be released at Evo. So I'll be able to see that. And yeah, let me know what y'all looking forward to seeing. All right, well, I'll talk to y'all later. See ya.